Are you passionate about trading but also love to cruise? A lot of people will tell you have to choose one or the other. But in this video, I'm going to give you the 3 secrets of how you can take your trading out on the high seas. And be sure to stick around to the end where we have a special cruise-related offer. But first, I'm Pepper, this is Godly Trading, and thank you for being here. Now, I have been trading for quite a while, but we've only been cruising for about 2.5 years, and we absolutely love it. One of the difficulties, though, is what do you do with your trading? If you're a day trader, how do you go about doing that out on a cruise ship? If you're a swing trader, what do you do with your open trades while you're out there? These are all major concerns for someone who's trading for a living or is learning to trade on the side. Well, the good news is it is easier than ever these days to trade while you're on a cruise ship. Matter of fact, I had one of my most successful weeks ever on our most recent cruise. So let's go over the 3 secrets that you need in order to be successful trading from a cruise ship. Now, secret number 1 is obviously you need to have an internet package. In the past, this didn't mean a lot. Most cruise lines have had internet packages in some form or fashion for years, but recently they have all begun upgrading to Starlink. When I first started cruising back in 2022, not that long ago, I took my laptop with me to see what I could do trading wise from the cruise ship, and it was kind of spotty. It was iffy at best. But since then, all of the ships that we cruise on have upgraded to Starlink, and honestly, I don't see any difference in the speed of internet while I'm trading from a cruise ship than I do from home. You may think that's almost impossible. You've got 4, 5, 6,000 people using one internet connection. Remember, we're not streaming here. We're simply looking at our charts. So our demand on constant high-speed internet is less than other people. Now, if you're a scalper, this might be a bit of a challenge. You might need to pick your times differently on the cruise ship. Not a lot of people are out and about using the internet first thing in the morning. One of the other things that surprised me was that the way that I use the internet allowed me to choose one of the cheaper internet options. And what do I mean by that? Well, that leads me to cruise trading secret number 2. Use remote desktop into a VPS. And I think, what in the world's a VPS? I've got one of those, that NordVPN and ExpressVPN. No, I'm not talking about a VPN. It's a virtual private network. I'm talking about a VPS, a virtual private server. What's the difference? Well, one of them is a network that you join that redirects your internet connection. The other one is essentially an actual computer that lives on someone else's server. So every day I log into my VPS and all of my trading is done through that. And I use remote desktop, which comes standard with every Windows computer. The good news there's a version for Apple as well. So when you use remote desktop to log in, you end up with a screen that looks exactly like your own computer. And you treat it like it is a real computer. This is virtual. It lives on someone else's server. But everything about it operates like a regular computer. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So the first thing you do after you make sure that remote desktop is installed on your computer, and by the way, it comes pre-installed on your Windows computer, is you simply connect to it. And here you have your remote desktop. This looks exactly like a regular computer. And what this does is it operates 24/7 on someone else's server. So I can pull up my MT5 platform for my Darwin X account, and I can check my trades. I can do all my trading on this remote desktop VPS connection every single day, whether I'm a swing trader or a day trader. Well, the good news is if anything goes wrong and you lose your connection, that computer is still up and running. So all I have to do is reconnect, and it's still there. And this is fantastic if you have a day trade on and you need to be monitoring it and you lose your connection, it is still running. Even better, if you have algorithms that are running for you, this will run it 24/7 in the background. Matter of fact, I highly recommend anyone who trades using algorithms to put those algorithms on your VPS, even if you have a high-speed connection at your house. This way you know it is always running. There's someone out there monitoring it all the time. When you pay for this service, and yes, a VPS is a paid service, there are people whose job it is to make sure that these stay running at all times. You can't always say the same thing about your computer at home. So secret number 2 is get a VPS, install your trading onto it, and then simply use remote desktop connection from your computer to your VPS. Now, what I have found, which was surprising to me, is that remote desktop works even with the lowest internet package that I can buy from the cruise line. So I'm able to save some money on the internet package and still be able to connect through to my VPS. I highly recommend a VPS to anyone. This is going to be your main tool in enabling you to cruise and trade at the same time. By the way, this is the one that I use called forex VPS. I've tried several of them out there. The basic differences between them are going to be price and customer service. And I found these folks to be reliable in their network and reliable in their ability to fix problems. Not a recommendation, this is just who I use. I don't have any financial stake in this other than I pay for it. And it's about $30 to $40 a month, depending on the package that you choose. The last secret is make a plan ahead of time for how you need to adjust your equipment and your schedule, and possibly even your strategy as you go through your cruise week. I mean, you are deviating from your regular routine. And one of the keys to being a successful trader is consistency, doing the same thing, having a routine day after day. So anytime we deviate from that, we have to be aware of how those changes might affect us, both specifically in our trades and emotionally. So plan ahead for how you're going to do this. When am I going to trade? Am I going to trade differently? Am I going to scale back on my trading? Maybe you're a swing trader and you say, okay, I am only going to monitor my trades. Maybe you're a day trader and say, well, I'm only going to be trading for an hour instead of 2 hours. As far as equipment is concerned, you can trade using a remote desktop either from a laptop or from your phone. Now, it might be a little more difficult, especially if you have old eyes like mine. These days, even I'm able to trade on my phone using remote desktop. Yes, there's an actual app for both Android and iPhone that's that same remote desktop to connect through to your VPS. So you can actually have your desktop applications, your same MT5, everything else that you would normally use on your desktop, you can actually have that on your phone through remote desktop. But it does take planning ahead. So while you're packing for your cruise, while you're making sure that you have the suntan lotion and your favorite shirt, make sure that you sit down and say, how am I going to adjust my trading plan for the coming week if necessary? Planning ahead is always the best option. Then once you get on board, every cruise line has their schedule available on your phone. You can look at the things that you're going to do during the day for your cruise and say, where does my normal trading time overlap with one of those, and how do I need to adjust day by day? Make sure that at the end of every day, you plan out the next day. So, secret number 3 is make a plan ahead of time so that you're not caught trying to scramble and trade when you're in the middle of bingo or sitting on the beach. By the way, if you love to trade and you love to cruise, consider joining us on our upcoming Godly Trading Coaching Cruise. It's going to be in October, and it's going to be a 7-day Eastern Caribbean cruise. And we're going to have 4 days of intensive trading coaching while on board as we head down to Key West and Celebration Key and Nassau, Bahama. And you can find more information about that down in the description. I hope that you consider joining us. Space is limited. We only have a few cabins left, so if you want to join, you need to do it now before they're all gone. Once these cabins are booked up, we can't add any more. So go to the link down below to find more information about that. But above all, guys, don't let your passion or your career in trading hold you back from enjoying the amazing things in life like cruising, because you're going to absolutely fit the two of them together if you follow these simple steps, especially making a plan ahead of time. And with that, guys, I'll see you all next time.